morning, Vaqueros. Today is Monday, March 2nd, and it's currently 83 degrees. We're coming to you from our Edinburgh studio. I'm Mariana Galladro, and this is Vaquero News.
Campus news,
events, games,
and activities
all in one place.
This is Vaquero Radio,
the Valley Student Station.
Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Vaquero Radio,
where
your story begins.
UTRGV professors analyze Trump's tariff cutdowns and how this cutdown would impact the Valley. Here's News Director Celeste Cruz with the story.
It is that there is an unpredictability here, or a volatility.
A UTRGV professor says President Donald Trump's new 10% global tariffs could have a minor impact on university needs, such as lab equipment and technology. On February 20th, the U.S. Supreme Court announced many of the tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act were unlawful. After the court struck down President Donald Trump's IEEPA tariff actions, he quickly imposed a temporary 10% global tariff. The action is under the Trade Act of 1974, Section 122. On a February 21st Truth Social post, Trump threatened to raise the level to 15%. Political science professor Douglas Bradable said the president does not have the legal authority to impose global tariffs, and it would require congressional approval.
There are some instances where Congress gives the president the power to act in matters of trade, but it does take legislation. And typically when Congress does that, it will not only provide the legislation authorizing the president to take certain enumerated actions, but it will also attach the condition that it really only is possible or allowed during emergency circumstances.
Bradable explained the meaning of tariffs and how they impact the country's economy.
A tariff is simply a fee, a tax that is put on things coming into the United States. It raises their price. The extra money collected by the entity that is putting the good into the country, the product into the country, that money goes to the Treasury of the United States.
Political science professor Mark Caswan said lab equipment and materials as well as imported technology could become more expensive for students to purchase.
And so it would affect the university's budget. It's the university's ability to meet the needs of its researchers and its students. I mean, if things are 10% more expensive, then either the university gets 10% less of the things that it needs, or it's going to have to do things like, find monies either through grants and research grants.
Caswan said there is a probability that research projects at UTRGV would fall short on budget.
It could blow a hole in some of the research projects if researchers are, find that their budget won't cover the things that they had planned. I mean, honestly, anybody who does research that requires grant that's grant funded, that requires equipment of that sort, probably is building in a little bit of extra. Always know that the prices are going to change, when you get to it.
Caswan added the 10% IEEPA tariff change won't have a huge impact, but it will have a minor impact on campus needs. Under the Trade Act provision, the tariff authority will last up to 150 days. This is Celeste Cruz for Vaquero Radio.
UTRGV police have received several reports of incidents from both campuses. Reporter Emilio Suarez with the story.
UTRGV University Police is investigating several graffiti and vandalized campus locations, particularly in bathrooms in Edinburgh and Brownsville. Vaquero Radio reviewed the UTRGV police reports and found 11 graffiti incidents since January 2026. UTRGV Police Department Lieutenant Omar Bayina said officers have received multiple reports of graffiti on the school bathrooms in the recent months.
The markings appear to be consistent in style and content, leading us to believe that they might be the work of a single individual, though our investigation is ongoing to confirm the details.
Ballena said the department's criminal investigation division, including surveillance footage and following up on leads, while also reaching out to the campus community via social media. He said officers are also working with campus facilities operations to quickly remove any graffiti from campus. Ballena said there has been a patrol increase around campus to prevent incidents such as these from happening. He emphasized community involvement is key, encouraging students, faculty, and staff to report suspicious activity.
Together as a campus community, staff, faculty, we can make this campus even better and keep it beautiful the way it is.
UTRGV Dean of Students Ismael Amaya said although it may not seem as much, graffiti and vandalism not only impact students but also the overall community.
Many times facility staff that are needing to respond, custodial staff that need to respond. So it takes resources and their time that they could be better using toward supporting our university community.
Amaya said vandalism is a crime and could have consequences through law enforcement and disciplinary consequences through the Office of Student Rights and Responsibility. Depending on the gravity and frequency, consequences can go up to suspension and expulsion from the university. He said the Dean of Students office works with campus police in these situations. When incidents involve students, information is shared so the office can address concerns from a disciplinary perspective. Amaya said he encourages students to help create a culture of accountability on campus.
The biggest thing is holding each other accountable. If you're with someone who's engaging these activities, call them out. Sometimes peer education can go a very long way.
Students who are concerned can contact Student Rights and Responsibilities, submit a Vaquero reported form, or reach the campus police at 956-882-777. This is Emilio Suarez for Vaquero Radio.
Students had the opportunity on Wednesday afternoon to hear directly from a local elected official about county finances and civic engagement. Here's reporter Diego Montano with the story.
Enthusiasm, wanting to know about the position, not necessarily.
The RGP College Democrat hosted Meet the Hidalgo County Treasurer Lita Leo last Wednesday on the Edinburgh campus. The event gave students a chance to learn more about the responsibilities of the county's treasurer office and how it manages public funds. Lita Leo, the Hidalgo County Treasurer, serves as the chief financial officer and oversees the county. Leo said one of her goals was to increase public understanding of her office.
Just more of an understanding of the county treasurer's office because, in general, the general public doesn't really know a lot about this position. So they can take that away and turn around and tell people about it. Like, oh, I know who that is. I know what they do.
Organizers said the event was part of a broader effort to promote civic engagement and political awareness among college students. The RGB College Democrats aims to foster political awareness and encourage students' involvement in local and national issues. Alex Martinez, former president of the organization, said educating voters is key to civic participation.
So obviously civic engagement requires informing voters and whatnot on who they're voting for, who the person is, and what they do. So that's basically what we're doing, is spreading the word.
Students in attendance were also able to ask questions about how taxpayer dollars are invested and how the country generates revenue. Roby Juarez, chief of staff for the RGB Democrats, said he was particularly interested in learning more about the county's investments.
I was interested in asking just about the investments that they do with the money, the tax money that we pay.
Organizers say events like this help bridge the gap between the students and local government leaders, while encouraging informed participation in the democratic process. For more information about upcoming events and meetings, students can visit the RGB College Democrats page on VLink. This is Diego Montano for Vaquero Radio.
Last week, students, staff, and faculty gathered to celebrate a heritage deeply rooted in the local community. Here's reporter Emilio Suarez with the details.
Charro Days came alive thanks to UTRGV departments and student organizations' efforts to honor local and sister city traditions. Center for Student Involvement Assistant Director Berta Maldonado said the event was a collaborative effort to bring the essence of Brownsville's famous Charro Days to the students.
Today's event is Charreada. We have helped the Student Activities Department with our Vaqueros clubs, our student organizations, and they're out here fundraising. We have 14 clubs fundraising from tacos to tamales to aguas preparadas.
Maldonado said, beyond the food, the event serves as a visual and cultural standard for students living so close to the border because of the traditional Mexican attire worn by attendees. She said student activities estimates that about 1,000 students attend these kinds of events on average. She emphasized, it's students who make the charreada successful year after year. Grupo Folclórico Tizatlan, the UTRGV dancer, Daniel Mazariego said dancing is something he discovered last year. He looked into groups at the university and fell in love with it after practice. Mazariego said stepping onto the stage to dance for Charreada 2026 brought some nerves at first, but preparation quickly took over. He said he looks forward to attending this event each year both as a performer and a student.
This event, I've gone to it multiple times. It's really fun, and watching the performances always brings a sort of joy to me every time I watch them.
Fellow folklorico dancer Adolfo Holguin said the atmosphere was good, the people were nice, and representing the university at Charreada is something he values. Holguin said the event stands out for more than just performances.
Just overall, the message that it transmits. Our culture, we're proud to be Mexican Americans, and then of course it's around the theme of Charro Days, and it is beautiful to see.
For more information about future events, visit V-Link. This is Emilio Suarez for Vaquero Radio.
Students gathered Tuesday for an inside look at the application process for medical school. Here's reporter Diego Montano with the story.
Take it the third time, 500. So it's going up, yeah.
The UTRGV School of Medicine Office of Admission hosted an entry panel on Tuesday, February 24th at the Mathematics and General Classrooms on the Edinburgh campus. The session provided an overview of the medical school admissions process, including guidance of the application. Organized in collaboration with the American Medical Student Association, the event allows students to hear directly from admission representatives about what makes an applicant stand out. AMSA members who attended were also eligible to earn up to 2 medical research points. Isaac Izaguirre, a graduate student currently applying to medical school, shared his experience on the panel.
A lot of valuable information that was presented here in terms of applying, when to apply, the timeline. It was very good vibes. There was food here, drinks, and yeah, it was an amazing opportunity.
Rida Sharif, president of AMSA, said the objective of the club was for undergraduates to start learning about graduate school.
The main reason for having this was instead of guessing what medical schools are looking for, our members were able to learn about their specific requirements and what makes an application stand out and how the review process works.
Students were also encouraged to ask questions about the prerequisite coursework, letters of recommendation, and the holistic review process used by the School of Medicine. Angelina Trin, vice president of AMSA, said the event helped members better understand how the process worked and get insight from the staff.
So for our members to attend this event and panel, they were able to understand that there are some advantages and that they only have specific requirements.
Organizers say panels like this aim to provide transparency and support for aspiring physicians as they prepare for the next step in their academic journey. For more information about future pre-med events, students can visit the UTRGV Get Involved webpage on V-Link. This is Diego Montano for Vaquero Radio.
Goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
Now time for Vaquero Sports.
Newton drops straight back, throws a crossing route, McCaffrey, touchdown, that's big time.
Good morning, Vaqueros. Here's the sports schedule for this week. The UTRGV's baseball team will have a packed schedule of home games at the Edinburgh Baseball Stadium, starting off Tuesday and Wednesday against Texas Southern University, both at 6:30 p.m. Then on Friday and the weekend, they will face University of New Orleans at 6:30 p.m. and 1 p.m. on Sunday. That is the sports schedule for this week. Remember to bring your student ID to all UTRGV games for free admission and support our student athletes by showing up. This is Emilio Suarez for Vaquero Radio.
And now for this week's events calendar.
What's up, Vaqueros? Let's check out the exciting events happening this week. On Wednesday, March 4th, stop by the north side of the Student Union on the Edinburgh campus for Meet Student Media. Also on Wednesday, head over to the library for a spring fundraiser on the Edinburgh campus. Then on Thursday, March 5, the RGB German Club will host their weekly meeting on the Brownsville campus. It's a great space to practice conversational German and explore traditions. That is the events calendar for this week. Vaqueros, remember to bring your student ID to all UTRGV events. This is Diego Montano for Vaquero Radio.
And now, for this week's campus weather report.
Hello Vaqueros, here is a weather forecast for this week. In the valley, it will be a warm week with highs reaching 91 and lows staying around 65. Starting the week with plenty of sunshine through Monday, followed by a noticeable increase in windy conditions starting Tuesday that will continue through the end of the week. That is a weather forecast for this week. Remember to dress accordingly for these weather conditions. This is Susana Ramos for Vaquero Radio.
That is the newscast for this week. Remember to read our news articles every week on our website, utrgvradio.com. Tune into Vaquero Radio through our website or download the Radio Garden app to listen wherever you are and enjoy the best DJ shows around campus. Remember to check out our YouTube channel for the latest news from UTRGV and the Valley. Our weekly newscast will also broadcast at 11 a.m. Wednesday. Join us next week, same time, same place, only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley student station.
Thanks for tuning in, Vaqueros. Don't forget to saddle up every Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. And remember, V's up!